Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the first Business and Culture Committee meeting of our first of the new term. And I'm going to ask the Director to go through the notice and summons of meeting and the member attendance and apologies. Stephen.
Thank you, Chair. So members, you're hereby summoned to attend the monthly meeting of Business and Culture to be held hybrid, conducted remotely via WebEx and physically in the Council Chamber at Guildhall in Derry. So if we take the attendance, Alderman Cook.
Online.
Alderman Guy. Alderman Middleton.
Apologies.
Councillor Boyle. Councillor Duffy.
On Shaw, online.
Councillor Farrell.
Here.
Councillor Harkin. Councillor Hart.
And Shaw.
Councillor Heaney.
Shaw, Arlena.
Councillor Hutton.
And Shaw.
Councillor McDade.
Here.
Councillor Mooney. Councillor Farrell. And Councillor Neelis.
And Shaw, Arlena.
Thank you, members.
Thank you, Stephen. And I'm going to read the broadcast statement. I would like to remind everyone physically present at this meeting or in attendance remotely that this meeting will be broadcast live to the internet and will be capable of repeated viewing. This broadcast may be terminated or suspended in accordance with our protocol. Due to your attendance at this meeting, you are consenting to be informed and to the use and storage of those images for broadcasting or training purposes, and for the purpose of keeping historical records and making those records available to the public. Members and approved speakers are reminded only to have their mics and cameras on while speaking at the meeting and to use the chat facility to highlight a request to speak. A copy of the Council privacy notice may be found on the Council website. Next item is the declaration of members' interests. Does anyone have any interest to declare? Nobody. So in terms of Chair's business, I'd just like to welcome everybody to the committee. Special thanks to Councillor Alex Duffy and Councillor Anthony O'Farrell for their dedication and commitment last year in chairing and vice chairing this committee. I'd like to welcome Councillor John Boyle and Councillor Conor Heaney to the committee. That's my Chair's business. I just hope we all get on well this year. I hope we make inroads into the issues that matter regarding the local economy, supporting businesses, supporting our arts sector. That's what we're here for, and that's what we should focus on for the next year. I've been contacted by two members regarding items that they wish to raise. The first one is Councillor Harkin, who has two items, and then it's Councillor Hart, who has one item. So, Sean.
Thank you, Chair, and all the best for your year as the Chair. Thanks for letting me in. Yeah, the two items are one. The first one, I just want to mention this because I think it's important for members to know. On Saturday, this Saturday, there's going to be a housing is a right march and rally organised by the Derry Housing Action Committee. And the reasons why there's a march and rally are very obvious. There's not enough houses. There's housing scarcity. We have thousands and thousands of households trapped on the housing waiting list. In our own district, we have more than 90,000 people across the north on the waiting list. There's far too many families and children trapped in temporary accommodation, trapped in hotels and bed and breakfasts. It's just completely unsuitable and unacceptable. And we have, I already believe that the number of houses that the executive is planning to build, the Stormont executive, is paltry, but we've just had an announcement that said that that number for the coming year is going to be slashed in half. So the trade union movement is supporting this rally. Lots of organisations that work with people in the housing sector are backing it. It's going to start at the train station at 1 o'clock on Saturday and march to the Guildhall. And we're going to hear from people with lived experience of being trapped on the housing waiting list. So I welcome people to support that. I think it's important that the council understands the level of anger that exists right now across the city and in the district because of the lack of housing and skyrocketing rents. And the second item, Chair, is I have a proposal on this one that I mentioned, and I've sent it to committee.
Sorry, Sean. Alderman Cook has indicated that she wants to speak, so if we can just deal with the housing one first. Chelsea, did you want to come in?
Yeah, Chair, thanks for letting me in. I was just to wish you well on your years, Chair, and also to declare an interest in item 10 as a member of the Peace Plus Board.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Cook. Well, Sean, I just want to speak on the housing issue as well. I think everybody is acutely aware of the housing crisis right across this city and district, and the response from Stormont is just going to ensure that this crisis continues, if not worsens. I do remember we had the Housing Executive and at Governance and Strategic Planning in November, and they had done detailed analysis on the housing need and the projected need across this city and district for new social homes. And what they said, the need over the next 5 years is 4,000 homes, which works out at 800 homes needed, new homes needed in this city and district, 800 new homes a year. And we had the bombshell last week where Stormont have budget for 1,000 homes across the entire north. So we've got the Housing Executive saying Derry and Strabane need 800 homes a year. We've got DFC saying we only can afford 1,000 homes right across the north. So this city and district is being failed. There's clear, demonstrable need for more housing across this city and district. And the budget that's allocated via Stormont ministers is completely insufficient. So people are being failed on a daily basis. And unless Stormont acts and acts quickly and acts decisively, this housing crisis is going to get a lot worse. So I, for one, I'm going to be at the rally on Saturday. I think it's important that all representatives from all parties and individuals attend, because this is one of the key issues in Derry. If people do not have a secure home, every other aspect of their life falls apart. And we're all dealing with housing on a daily basis. And the situation that thousands of people across the city are facing on a daily basis is just intolerable. And we need definitive action from Stormont. So I'll be there. I hope colleagues from right across the chamber can attend as well, because it is important. It's important to thousands of people across this city, thousands of people that we represent, and we need to be showing solidarity. So thank you. Anyone else on that? No. Councillor McDade?
Thank you, Chair. And just to, I suppose, do recognise that it's the people with lived experience that are going to be talking at it. So I think that's really, I actually can't make it. I'm away on Saturday for something else, but I wish I was there, because I think that's really different. There's lots of rallies and marches in our town, and sometimes we're listening to the same things said over and over again. So it's really important to hear that lived experience, and hopefully the council and the Housing Executive and anyone else that will listen to this. And I'm sure it will get across the board. People will be there to support it. But and good luck to everyone who is marching. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor McDade. So, Councillor Hargan, your second item?
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, the second item, look, I think a lot of us have been watching the Gaza Freedom Flotilla as it made its way to Gaza over the last week. And the flotilla is happening because people want to do whatever they can to try and support people in Gaza, to try and break the siege, to try and end the genocide. And obviously, the crew on the Madeline knew that there was a real danger by floating or by sailing into the sea just off of Gaza. And they also knew it was unlikely that they would get in to Gaza to support people. And they also know that whatever danger they face is nothing compared to what people are living through inside Gaza. But I think the way that a lot of activists and the volunteers on the ship looked at it on the Madeline is that they have to find ways, and we have to find ways of doing whatever we can. And we have marched, we have petitioned, we've passed motions, and now people are going directly to Gaza to try and support them. Obviously, the Israeli army, the Israeli Navy captured the ship and arrested all the volunteers. Some of those volunteers have been deported, but 7 of them, including a member of European Parliament, are now still held in an Israeli jail. And people are very worried about what's going to happen to them. So I think it's incumbent upon us to make sure that we're raising this issue and talking about it. And I think we want to call on the British Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, and the Irish Foreign Minister, Simon Harris, to call upon the Israeli government to make sure that the safety of all the members of the crew is assured, to release all of the crew members immediately, and to allow the humanitarian aid that the ship was carrying into Gaza. So I think it's important that we immediately try to do that, Chair. And part of the reason for bringing this today is to raise awareness and to show our solidarity as a council. The second one is similar to the flotilla. It's the March for Gaza. And that is an international gathering in Cairo. There's thousands of people from across the world, including people from Derry, who are part of Palestine solidarity groups. People from across Ireland are arriving in Cairo as we speak, and they are planning a convoy from Cairo to the Rafah border. And it's unclear what will happen. And again, this is a somewhat desperate act by people from around the world who are going there with the support of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, to show our solidarity and to show that we are aware of what's happening inside Gaza and how severe everything has become there, and how urgent action is. So I think that it's important for this council to send a message of solidarity to the March to Gaza, to the people from Derry and from across Ireland that are joining it, and to the organisations that are supporting it. Thank you, Chair. And I've sent the motion to committee.
Thank you, Councillor Harkin. Do you have a seconder? Councillor McDade, do you wish to speak?
Thank you, Chair. And yeah, I'm happy to second the motion. I'll just speak very briefly because Sean has covered it all already. But the people who are on the flotilla have taken, like we've all taken, everyone in the chamber here today and some online have taken to the streets. We've signed forms, we've signed everything we can. We've done everything we can from our perspective here. But these people are actually putting their words into action. They're getting on a ship and taking their lives in their hands, essentially, and sailing there. And if we've learned anything, it's that the Israeli government and the IDF have absolutely not a humane bone in their body. You know, they do not care that they're murdering and killing innocent people in Palestine every day. They're now taking people from ships who are just trying to go and help. So we do need to be doing everything. I think it's really urgent that we do. And I know that Colm Eastwood, as the MP for our area, has already contacted the Foreign Secretary as well. So I think we all need to be pushing this out from every angle that we can. And I think on the second part of the motion, I genuinely, like, I know some of the people who are going to Cairo this week and they're going to be marching to the Rafah border. And I just think, I wish I could do more, and I'm not brave enough to do it. And these people are brave enough to do it because they are taking their lives in their hands by going there and by taking this risk to do everything they can to support the people and bring aid to innocent civilians that are being murdered every day. So I would urge everybody to vote in favour of this motion and pass it through, and hopefully we can act urgently on it. But thank you to Councillor Harkin for bringing it, and thank you.
Thank you, Councillor McDade. I'm just going to give the people online and the chamber just an opportunity to look at the wording of that. So I'll give you a couple of minutes. Councillor Hart.
Sinn Féin are happy to support that proposal. We all watched with intent those people that were on that boat, and we were hoping that the boat would reach Gaza. It may have been symbolic, but it was a statement of intent to maybe hold the feet of politicians in the Western world to the fire, because they seem to be doing absolutely nothing in the face of the genocide that's unfolding at the minute in Gaza. So we have to pay tribute to those brave people that took to that boat, and hopefully that they will be released immediately. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hart. Alderman Cook.
Chair, just to indicate that I'll be voting against.
Okay, we're going to have a vote on this. I'm going to ask the Director to take us through the vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Alderman Cook,
Against.
Alderman Guy, Alderman Middleton, Councillor Boyle,
Or
Councillor Duffy,
Ha.
Councillor Farrell,
For.
Councillor Hargan, Councillor Hart, Councillor Heaney, Councillor Hutton,
Ta.
Councillor McDade, Councillor Mooney, Councillor Farrell, Councillor O'Neillis.
Ta.
Thank you, members.
So that was 11 for the proposal and 1 against. So the next item in Chair's business is Councillor Hart. Ryan.
Thanks, Chair. And congratulations on your appointment. I'm sure you'll be fair like your predecessors. Yeah. And you're right. We should be working as part of this committee collectively and constructively for the betterment of the city and district. So hopefully that is the case, and it has been in the past. I just wanted to bring about, mention the Strabane Summer Jam, which was a great day. We had the mayor up, and he spent, must have been a few hours walking about, meeting and greeting. And there was a real buzz about the town, and there seemed to be larger crowds there than previously, and possibly that was due to a few of the new offerings. The bear run, the sports cars was a great attraction, particularly for men and boys, and some ladies as well. So from talking to people, that was very well received. So it was a welcome addition. We also had the street art, the music trail, and the stalls with food and performers. So it was just to give an acknowledgement to council officers for all their work that they did in relation to the Summer Jam, and also to Strabane Bid Team as well, Eamon Strabane Bid Team. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hart. No further speakers on that item. Could it be noted that in the chat box, Councillor O'Neillis has declared an interest as a member of Peace Plus? So next item on the agenda is the minutes of the previous meeting. So are there any matters arising? I want to come in on the echo. If that's appropriate. I think everybody's acutely aware of the challenges facing Echo. They've been notified by the Arts Council that they're going to lose every single penny in funding, which is going to force the organisation to close its doors. I'm reliably informed that the annual funding programme that they normally availed of, the funding allocations from that have been released publicly for the 25-26 year, and the overall funding allocation has increased by £770,000, and all of that has been eaten up by organisations in Belfast. The net impact in this council area is that we're getting £43,000 less than last year. And as Ed said in my opening remarks, we need to be fighting for a fair deal for arts organisations across this city and district. We should continue to challenge, scrutinise and question the Arts Council and DFC regarding regional imbalance and investing in the West. So I've got a question. Obviously, at this committee, which was ratified at full council, we had agreed to write to the Arts Council, we had agreed to write to the Department for Communities to invite them to an urgent meeting to discuss this funding crisis for Echo. So my question to possibly Aideen is, has there been any feedback from either organisation yet?
No, Chair, there's been no response. Those letters have gone. Now they went went about 10 days ago, probably at the but there's been no response.
Very disappointing. Time is of the essence. My understanding is that Echo will close its doors at some stage next month, unless there's a reprieve, unless there's a change of heart from the Arts Council. So it's really disappointing that they've not responded to our correspondence yet. So any further matters arising? Yeah. Alderman Hussey.
Thank you for the opportunity, Chair. I'm not a member of the committee. All the very best for you here in the chair. It's BC 97/25. Specifically with the item is with regard to the 40th anniversary of the Halloween festival. Within that, I had raised the issue of the 250th anniversary of the establishment of the independence of the United States of America. And I wonder, when will we know what the museum service are planning to do? I think it's a major opportunity that cannot be ignored by council. It's an opportunity to re-emphasize the contribution to the establishment of the United States, especially by the 16th century immigrants to the United States, many of them Ulster Scots, and in particular those who would have emigrated from the northwest of Ulster. I mean, I'm thinking in terms of Londonderry Port and indeed Ramelton, going on through into Inishowen, etc. Many of them actually Presbyterian survivors of the siege and their offspring. And they emigrated due to religious persecution, which is one of the reasons why they were so prominent within the independence movement within the United States. It's an opportunity to recognize that, to use that going forward for the benefit of this council area, and to establish links with that particular diaspora in the United States of America, which I think should not be ignored. And I would like to think that it would be more than just museum exhibitions that we're talking about going forward on that particular point. Thank you for the opportunity, Chair. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Alderman Hussey. I'm going to bring in Aideen for a response on that.
Yeah, we will bring some information to the committee within the coming months. There's no confirmation. I understand will be some funding available to councils, but it's not clear what that looks like yet. So I suppose once we have a bit better idea what that is, we will be looking at it and bringing a report to members, and obviously taking advantage of funding opportunities where we can, and looking at what activity we can do in line with the museum service programme and our wider collections.
Thanks for that update, Aideen.
Through you, Chair, that's appreciated. Thank you.
So no further matters arising. So we're going to move on to the only open for decision item, which is item 7, the Labour Market Partnership. And I'm going to ask Kevin to go through that paper.
Thanks, Chair. And members, you'll be aware that last month we brought a comprehensive update in relation to LMP, and at that committee I had updated that we'd just received confirmation that the letter of offer was imminent and approval had been given for the 25-26 LMP in this paper is just it's a formality in terms of the approval and acceptance of that. So we're taking the opportunity just to update you on the appointment of the Northwest Regional College to deliver the Make Me Academy, update you on the letter of offer, and also to note the Derry City and Strabane LMP statement of income and expenditure. So within the report, you can see the contents of the procurement that was carried out in relation to that Make Me Academy. The Make Me Academy itself is actually it's a partnership between the LMP and GEMEX. GEMEX is a collaborative network that was set up a number of years ago between private industry, council, Invest NI, and a number of partners, and it was all based around trying to assist with looking at the skills issues that the manufacturing industry locally is experiencing. So it's been a really, really successful collaborative network, one that spanned now not just from Derry City and Strabane, but actually now has members from right across the region, including County Donegal. So a very good example of public-private sort of partnership. So this academy itself, with the LMP is going to collaborate on, is looking at school leavers, and will deliver an accredited level 1 digital fab qualification and accreditations in health and safety and manual handling. So it's around just trying to raise the profile of that sector to that cohort of people, and the LMP is a perfect sort of avenue to be able to do that. You'll see within the report the details around the letter of offer, the statement of income and expenditure. So it's there for your information. And I suppose the recommendation is that members are asked to approve the appointment of the Northwest Regional College to deliver that academy, to note and accept the letter of offer dated the 15th of May, and also asked to give approval to proceed with the financial commitment and procurement arrangements to procure the interventions cited on the action plan itself. All those appointments then will be noted in the registered decision and taken to this committee for further ratification. Members are also asked to note the contents of the report. And just one other thing, just as I'm on it, we're also, as an LMP for the first time, we work very, very closely with the various groups that are out there delivering training and upskilling. But this year we're taking that forward to a different level, in that we are going to be working with the groups who are in receipt of UK Share Prosperity funding, the most prominent group here, Success Northwest, so that the clients that they are dealing with are able to be referred through and onto LMP programs. Just another example of the sort of collaborative nature of the LMP itself. So thanks, members.
Thanks for that, Kevin. So the only indicated speaker at present is Councillor Heaney. Connor?
Thanks, Chair, and thanks to Kevin for the report. And it's really just to declare an interest as someone who works for Success Northwest. So I'll just leave it at that. So thanks.
Noted, Councillor Heaney. Councillor Mooney?
Thank you, Chair, and I should say all the very best for the year ahead. But on the matter of the paper, and thank you to Kevin for outlining that, it seems to be that the LMP itself now seems to be bearing fruit. You can see that in this report. We've now connected with the Northwest Regional College, and this is like a paper that's clearly providing a pathway for secondary level students within the city and district to achieve a qualification for the manufacturing sector. I think it's certainly see this, and hopefully in due course this will be an avenue for providing a talent pipeline for the sector as well. It has all the ingredients of that, from what you can see in the paper, and what we saw last week at the GSP committee from Dr. McGuinness was that this city and district could well benefit from this type of job sector and an increase in this job sector, manufacturing. We see that huge growth in around Mid-Ulster and in other parts of the north, but Derry could provide that as well. But with this here paper and with this sort of programme, we can definitely hopefully see a pathway for a rise in these types of qualifications, and I'm quite happy to propose the paper. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Mooney. The next indicated speaker is Alderman Hussey. Derek?
Thank you. Thanks again for the opportunity, Chair. Great to see this type of programme coming forward. I was a bit confused when I read in 3.1.3, 20 year 12 leavers, and then when I look at the equality section, market and budget used, for example, for females and over 50s, and I think there's too many over 50s in year 12. But that aside, it's very welcome that, and towards the end, Kevin, you expanded on the nature of what is planned, which takes in that different span, different spectrum of a clientele that we would be intending to look at. A concern, as always, and you will know, is how we reach out to those beyond the urban environment. And I wonder where are the forces designed to be operational? Will they all be on the northwest Mutton side, or is there an intention to utilize the college's Strabane site, or is there a plan for outreach as well? I know it's only 20 people, but to ensure that access is there for those who might want to avail themselves of this particular course. Thank you for that, Chair.
Yeah, I mean, the digital fab will be delivered out of the Springtown facility, the Industry 4.0 Centre. They've obviously had significant investment and on that site, and it's set up perfectly for it. Other areas can be delivered off-site and will be. But just what I would say is that Alderman Hussey's often spoke to us around how we collaborate with the likes of Southwest College and that type of thing. And what we are going to be doing going forward is as part of our sort of broader skills and employability program, looking at bringing together the stakeholders, including Southwest College, probably in the autumn, alongside industry and other stakeholders around the whole issue of skills, and they actually take advantage of the opportunities that are going to be coming up. That UEPC report that Owen McGuinness presented obviously highlighted the sectors that are primed for growth, and it's going to be based around a lot of that data that we've been able to get from that. So you'll probably be glad to hear that we're looking to see how we can collaborate, not just with the Northwest, but with other FE providers to try to ensure a more regional approach, and that also includes the ETB in Donegal.
Through you, Chair, really appreciate that further or update from Kevin there, Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alderman Hussey. The next indicated speaker is Councillor O'Neillis, and I'm looking for a seconder, Grace.
No problem. I'm happy to second the proposal, and just to wish you good luck in your year ahead as well as chair of the committee. So yeah, really happy to see this coming in today. It's a great news story for the council area and something that we're really proud of here in our labour market partnership. And it's great to see the continued support and growth for the employment sector here. As well as that, I'd just like to commend the linking up with Success Northwest and referring clients on to them. It's great to see that kind of linked up approach, because I know that a lot of the time people sort of aren't sure where to go when it comes to creation of new jobs, or where to go even if they're planning to go into a particular career. And just something that I noted at a talk I was at recently is that every high skilled innovation job supports 2 to 5 additional jobs in terms of services, retail and logistics. So it's great to see the sort of the encouragement and the growth of well-paid good jobs within our district. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. And then the final indicated speaker is Alderman Cook. Chelsea.
Thanks, Chair, for letting me in. And I was just coming in to second the proposal and to thank Kevin just for the detailed report. So thanks very much.
All right. Cheers, Chelsea. So the next item is open for information. Does anybody wish to comment on it? If not, we're going to move on to confidential. Proposed by John Boyd, seconded by Councillor Hart.